Hey Strong-Siders, today we're going to be continuing on with our jumping series. We're going to build off of the squat hops and look at unilateral or single leg squat hops. First we're going to look at T-Rex supported squat hops. Dee starts off the movement by loading into her front leg. She keeps the foot planted and the heel on the ground. Dee then explodes up, jumping up as high as she can go, and using that T-Rex to help balance her and help her get a little bit higher in the jump. As Dee lands, she puts her non-planted leg out in front of her to help balance her for the landing. Next we'll look at some faults that you should be watching out for when performing the squat jumps. First, you should make sure that you're getting low enough into that squat. Right now, Dee is only getting about halfway down, so try and get to the lowest you can go before jumping up into that squat. She then follows that up with having a terribly rounded back. You want to make sure that your chest is up nice and tall. And you'll want to avoid leaning back too far on the T-Rex. You just want them to be there to support you, not to hold your entire weight. You want to make sure that your knee stays in line with your foot. Allowing that knee to fall inside of the foot will lead to a lack of instability, which will lead to an increased risk of injury and a loss of power. You also want to make sure your back leg stays in line with the body and doesn't fall to the outside, creating a loss of balance. Next, we'll look at non-supported single leg squat hops. These are similar to the T-Rex supported squat hop, but now you can use your arms to give you a little bit extra power and height in the jump. You'll load through the front leg, but using your back leg to help as a balance. You'll then drive your hips and arms forward, exploding up into the jump, where you'll land with your feet firmly planted on the ground. The faults in the unsupported squat hop are similar to the T-Rex supported one. You want to make sure that your knee does not cave in as you load up for the squat, and you want to make sure that your heel is firmly planted on the ground. Then you'll want to make sure that your arms start out at your side and then drive up forward as you jump, and not the other way around. Finally, as you're taking that step back into the squat hop, you want to make sure that you're completely balanced before going into that jump. If you start to falter, reset yourself and do it again. Now we'll look at some of the faults from the side. Here you can see Dee's heel lifting up. You want to make sure that foot is fully planted in the front. In this next clip, Dee leans forward with her torso. You want to avoid doing this and keep your chest straight up so that the transfer of power is vertical and not horizontal, because you are jumping up, not forward. Now we're going to look at another variation of the single leg squat hop switching. In the single leg squat hop switching, you'll go into your normal squat hop, but instead of landing with your 2 feet together, you're going to quickly jump to the other side with the opposing front leg forward and the other leg behind you. As you can see here, Dee uses her arms to help power her forward. You can either use both arms at the same time, or you can have one arm in front of you and one arm behind you, switching them as you switch legs, just like you would as if you were running. The faults of the switching squat hop are the same as the normal squat hop, except now you just have to be more focused on your balance as you're in a split stance instead of a bilateral stance when you land. The final variation we'll go over is the single leg lateral squat hop. Here you can see Dee is pushing off from one leg and hopping onto the other. She uses her arms to help power her from one side over to the other. As you land, you want to make sure that you land in a stable position, not leaning to one side or the other. A big part of the lateral squat hop is that you land on one foot. If you have trouble landing on one foot, practice balancing on one foot first, and then go back to trying the lateral squat hops. And finally, you want to make sure that your back stays straight up and not hunched over, as it looks very, very creepy when you're jumping. And after you've finished all your squat hops for the day, make sure you finish off with a cool move like this. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on social media. And as always, stay strong, Strong-Siders.